Welcome to our channel. Today, we bring you another topic, Top 10 Worst Earthquakes in the World. Even though Japan's recent magnitude 9.0 earthquake was massive and deadly, it was not the world's largest recorded quake. According to the data from the United States Geological Survey, 4 other earthquakes with a magnitude of 9.0 or greater have ruptured worldwide since 1900. We've compiled a list of the world's top 10 most powerful earthquakes. Would you please subscribe and click the bell symbol to receive more videos before we continue? Number 10. Assam-Tibet, 1950, magnitude 8.6. Near the Himalayas, one of the world's largest recorded earthquakes struck. When this earthquake struck eastern Tibet and Assam, India, at least 1,500 people were killed. The area has been hit by ground cracks, large landslides, and sand volcanoes. The quake was felt in China's Sichuan and Yunnan provinces and India's Calcutta. Large landslides resulted from the earthquake, obstructing rivers. When the rivers finally broke through the debris wall, waves flooded several villages, killing hundreds. Even though the epicenter was in Tibet, this quake is known as the Assam-Tibet earthquake or the Assam earthquake. The quake occurred at the point where the Indian continental plate collides with the Eurasian plate and dives beneath it, creating the world's most violent continental plate collision. The massive Himalayas were formed as a result of the slow-motion crash. Large landslides blocked the Subansiri River after the earthquake. Its natural dam burst 8 days later, unleashing a 7-meter, 23-foot high wave that flooded several villages and killed 536 people. Around 5 million people were displaced as a result of the earthquake. Number 9. Northern Sumatra, Indonesia, 2005. Magnitude 8.6. Near Indonesia, the Sunda Trench unleashed a massive quake. In Nias, northern Sumatra, Indonesia, more than 1,000 people were killed, with hundreds more injured. The earthquake struck just months after the much larger earthquake wreaked havoc on the region. Similar to the 2004 quake, the earthquake occurred beneath the surface of the Indian Ocean, where the Indo-Australian plate is pushing under the Eurasian plate at the Sunda Trench. On April 11, 2012, at 15:38 local time, an earthquake in the Indian Ocean with a magnitude of 8.6 struck near the Indonesian city of Aceh. Authorities had issued a tsunami alert, but it was later canceled. These were exponentially powerful intraplate earthquakes, including the world's largest strike-slip earthquake. It happened far away from any populated areas and produced no destructive tsunamis. 10 centimeters to 0.8 meters, or 3.9 inches to 31.4 inches, were reported. 10 deaths and 12 injuries were reported, most of which were caused by panic and heart attacks. Number 8. Rat Island, Alaska, 1965. Magnitude 8.7. On February 4, 1965, at 5:01 UTC, the Rat Island earthquake struck, 19:01 February 3rd, in local time. It triggered a tsunami on Shemaya Island, Alaska, over 10 meters, 33 feet high, but caused very little damage due to the remote location. When this massive earthquake triggered a tsunami of over 30 feet, Alaska had only been a state for 7 years, 10 meters. Because of its remote location at the Aleutian Islands tip, the quake caused minor damage despite its size. The tsunami was first reported in Hawaii and quickly spread to Japan. The earthquake was caused by the Pacific plate colliding with the North American plate at the Alaska-Aleutian megathrust, which has seen many megathrust earthquakes in the past. The quake split an asphalt runway and cracked wood bridges. The runways at the U.S. Coast Guard Luron Station also developed hairline cracks. Number 7. Off the coast of Ecuador, 1906. Magnitude 8.8. On January 31, 1906, at 15:36 UTC, the Ecuador-Colombia earthquake struck off the coast of Ecuador near Esmeraldas, a coastal city in the northwestern Ecuador. Large tsunamis up to 5 meters, 16 feet high, were generated, resulting in deaths. A massive earthquake of magnitude 8.8 struck off the coast of Ecuador and Colombia, causing a tsunami that killed 500 to 1,500 people. The tsunami swept across Central America's coast, reaching as far as San Francisco and Japan. The earthquake occurred on the Nazca Plate border with the South American Plate. According to the USGS, it happened over a century ago, so reports are scarce, but witnesses reported a surge of water in Honolulu Bay. A sudden flood tide roared inland, turning all the steam and sailboats in the bay around. Number 6. Offshore Maule, Chile, 2010. Magnitude 8.8. The 2010 Maule earthquake, also known as the 2010 Chile earthquake, struck off the coast of central Chile at 3:34 local time, 6:34 UTC, on Saturday, February 27th, about 3 kilometers (1.9 miles) off the coast of Paluju commune in the Maule region of Chile. For nearly 3 minutes, there was a lot of shaking. The tsunami triggered by the earthquake wreaked havoc on several coastal towns in south-central Chile. The tsunami also damaged the port of Talcahuano. The earthquake and tsunami that struck central Chile killed 500 people and displaced 800,000. More than 1.8 million people were affected, with a total economic loss of $30 billion estimated. To this day, central Chile is still experiencing aftershocks. The earthquake occurred on the tectonic plate boundary between the Nazca and South American plates. Number 5. Kamchatka Peninsula, Russia, 1952. Magnitude 9.0. A massive earthquake struck off the coast of the Kamchatka Peninsula in Russia's far east on November 4, 1952, at 16:58 GMT, 4:58 local time. It triggered a massive Pacific-wide tsunami with waves as high as 15 meters, 50 feet, wreaking havoc on the Kamchatka Peninsula and the Kuril Islands and killing an estimated 10,000 to 15,000 people. The tsunami was also devastating in the Hawaiian Islands, but no human lives were lost due to it. Peru, Chile, and New Zealand were all hit by waves. Tsunami waves up to 1.4 meters, 4.6 feet, were recorded in Alaska, the Aleutian Islands, and California. Boats were tossed into the beach, houses collided, piers were destroyed, beaches were scoured, and the waves moved road pavement. Kamchatka has a tumultuous history and several active volcanoes. In 1923, it was also struck by an earthquake with a magnitude of 8.5. Number 4. Near the east coast of Honshu, Japan, 2011. Magnitude 9.0. A massive undersea megathrust earthquake struck off the coast of Japan on March 11, 2011, at 14:46 local time, 5:46 UTC. The quake triggered a massive tsunami, with waves reaching 40.5 meters, 133 feet in height. The waves traveled inland as far as 6 miles, 10 kilometers, and caused extensive and severe structural damage in northeastern Japan, making it one of the deadliest in human history. Airports, roads, and railroads were destroyed, as were 127,290 buildings destroyed entirely, 272,788 buildings partially destroyed, and another 747,989 buildings partially damaged. A dam had failed. The tsunami also resulted in nuclear accidents, with 3 reactors at the Fukushima Daiichi nuclear power plant complex experiencing level 7 meltdowns, major accidents, the highest level. See Note 2. On March 10, 2015, it was announced that 15,894 people had died, 6,152 had been injured, and 2,562 had gone missing. Number 3. Off the west coast of northern Sumatra, 2004, magnitude 9.1. This was the world's 3rd largest earthquake since the 1964 earthquake in Alaska Prince William Sound. The earthquake and subsequent tsunami killed 227,898 people, left 1.7 million people homeless, and displaced 227,898 people in 14 countries across Southeast Asia and East Africa. Although some estimates claim the death toll from the 2010 Haiti earthquake was higher, the tsunami killed more people than any other natural disaster in recorded history. The tide gauges in the Indian, Pacific, and Atlantic Oceans, the tsunami was recorded nearly worldwide. The release of stresses that developed as the India plate dives beneath the Burma plate caused this quake to occur one day after Christmas, along with the interface of the India and Burma tectonic plates, massive moving slabs of the Earth's crust. Number 2. Prince William Sound, Alaska, 1964. Magnitude 9.2. The 1964 Great Alaska Earthquake, also known as the Good Friday Earthquake, struck the Prince William Sound region of Alaska at 5:36 p.m. local time, 3:36 UTC, on Good Friday, March 27th. It lasted about 4.5 minutes and was the most powerful earthquake ever recorded in the United States. The quake triggered a 27-foot, 8.2-meter tsunami that wiped out Chinega, killing 23 of the village's 68 residents. The survivors were able to outrun the wave by climbing to higher ground. There was also a massive underwater landslide as a result of it. The city harbor and docks in Port Valdez collapsed, killing 30 people. A total of 139 people are believed to have died, 15 as a result of the earthquake, 106 as a result of the tsunami that followed in Alaska, 5 in Oregon, and 13 in California. Number 1. Chile, 1960. Magnitude 9.5. It was the most powerful earthquake ever recorded, and it was also known as the Great Chilean Earthquake. The quake struck on May 22nd in the afternoon, 1911 GMT, 1511 local time, about 100 miles, 160 kilometers off the coast of Chile, parallel to Valdivia. It lasted about 10 minutes and resulted in a massive tsunami with waves as high as 25 meters, 82 feet. The main tsunami wreaked havoc on the Chilean coast before racing across the Pacific Ocean and havoc on Hilo, Hawaii. Even 10,000 kilometers, 6,200 miles from the epicenter and as far away as Japan and the Philippines, waves as high as 10.7 meters, 35 feet, were recorded. The death toll from the earthquake in Valdivia in 1960 is unknown. The death toll from the quake and tsunamis is estimated to be between 1,000 and 6,000 people. Approximately 3,000 people were hurt. I hope you enjoyed this episode. Thank you so much for watching, and do not forget to subscribe and hit the bell button.